Hey, everybody, welcome back to The Right Hand. This is the Reuben Allen podcast in cooperation with Marshall Graham Consulting. This podcast is for solo and small firm law firm owners who basically want to build firms that are sustainable and not just profitable. And so today's episode is called The First System Every Solo Lawyer Should Build, but rarely does. So this is a little bit more tailored to the solo law firm or maybe ownership duo. So here's the truth about this. Most attorneys they build marketing systems. Some build case management systems, but none really build the actual system that determines whether a firm will feel manageable or chaotic within the first 2 years. And what it is that first system that every solo attorney should build is a decision-making system. And this is not a software, not an automation, but just a repeatable structure for how decisions get made. And decisions about clients, decisions about hiring, decisions about pricing, decisions about time blocking and time spent on matters. And this matters, and why it matters is because in the beginning, every decision runs through you. Should I take this case? Should we discount the fee? Should we respond tonight or tomorrow? Should we hire on a new associate, new paralegal, or whatever it may be? All of these decisions run through you. And when there's no decision framework, everything begins to feel urgent. And when everything feels urgent, the firm becomes reactive, not proactive. And I talk about this a lot. And reactivity, what it does, it creates stress. Reactivity creates poor decisions. And what happens is poor decisions compound. So you have this reactivity that's creating your stress, and the stress is creating your poor decisions. And the poor decisions, what happen is they stack upon each other. And everything just piles up. It gets worse and worse and worse. And so you say, hey, Greg, you're saying this is the system I need to make, the decision-making system. But what does this even look like? And so a decision-making system, what it does is it answers questions before they arise. I'm not saying you have this crystal ball and you're clairvoyant, but you try to figure out, in this situation, how would I make this decision? So, for example, like your case acceptance criteria. What type of cases do you decline automatically? So you don't want to accept everything that comes in the door and say yes to everything. What type of revenue threshold must the case meet for you to take it on? What are red flags that trigger you saying no to a case? So these are like case acceptance criteria that you have, and this is just part of your system. Client boundaries. What is our communication policy? What are my hours of communication? When are they allowed to clients are allowed to communicate with me? When are they not allowed to communicate with me? When do I respond? When I don't? When do I do not respond? What's my response time in all of this? What is considered urgent? What is that window, basically, of operation, of response that you operate at? I don't respond to calls on Sundays. I don't respond to emails on Sundays. I don't respond after 6:30, 7:30, whatever it may be. You have to figure this out and set these standards. And then you also need the hiring standards. Before I hire, what problem must this hire solve? You just don't hire just to hire. What is this going to solve by me bringing somebody on? What revenue supports this role? What am I bringing in that makes this a safe hire? Whether it's an attorney, an assistant, a paralegal, part-time contractor, whatever it may be. What revenue is coming in that supports this role for me to hire? And what behaviors are non-negotiable when I bring in this hire? When you do this, case acceptance, client boundaries, hiring standards, when these are written and clear, you're basically reducing your decision fatigue, and you're reducing it by about 50%. You're just cutting it in half. Things become a lot more easier, and all of that. But a lot of solo attorneys, they end up avoiding this. And the reason why is because you're on your own. It's just you. You're hustling it out. And all of these rules and these systems, it feels unnecessary because it's just me. I know what to do. I know how to follow it. It feels rigid. Hey, the reason why I left, firm ABC to start my own firm, because I kind of wanted freedom. I wanted the free flow. This, applying rules and standards to myself, it feels a little constricting there. And sometimes for others it feels over planning. It's just me. Why am I doing all this when it's just me? I know what to do. I know what needs to be done. I know the timeline. But what feels like flexibility that you have when you first start your firm, in about a year it can become chaos. After a few years, and the cost of trying to rebuild after you burn yourself out is far higher than the cost of starting from clarity. So if you just let it go, and in year 2.5, year 3, you're overwhelmed, it's because you didn't set these systems, these standards, and you didn't put this in place. And now you have to put them in place, and it's costing you a lot more because you burned out. You're not able to take on the clients you want to because you need to take a break. And you may be losing clients because you're all over the place. So give yourself that clarity from the start. Creating a decision-making system does not restrict you. It actually protects you. It protects your time, protects your energy, and it definitely helps to protect your reputation with clients. And eventually it'll protect your team because if you set these standards now and you follow them when it's just you, they become habits and standards. And when you bring someone and you orientate them into your firm and you train them, it becomes the habits and standards of the firm. And because clarity at the top, what it does, it creates calm throughout the firm. So, ask yourself this week, do I have clear written standards for how I make decisions, or am I just relying on mood, urgency, pressure? Am I being reactive? And if the answer is the second, it's not a flaw. It's just an opportunity to rectify these things. That's what we're here for also, to help. Hey, it's Reuben Allen. I'm Greg Copeland in conjunction with Marshall Graham. Structure doesn't eliminate freedom. It creates it. Talk to you next time. Bye.